Welcome back inside the Edward Jones chatting cage on the Cinco de Mayo. Our guest today, the Major League leader in outfield assists with 6 so far on the season. He is none other than Adam Eaton of the Chicago White Sox, the team's leadoff hitter. Adam, we thank you for joining us on this Thursday. And Adam, you're in your 5th big league season, yet to taste the postseason in your career, but I got to think you like the odds of that streak ending on this excellent 2016 White Sox team.
No, definitely. We got a good club over here that is more experienced than it has in past years, and has a good understanding how to win ball games. Day in and day out. With the game and the season being such a grind, those guys we're going to lean on definitely June, July, and August when the tough gets going. So, like I said, we have a lot of confidence over here, and we got to continue to play the game hard.
White Sox with a chance for their 20th victory tonight as they face the Red Sox. And fans, don't forget, you have 2 ways to get involved with the Edward Jones chatting cage. If you want to go one-on-one via the webcam, do so by clicking on the Get In Line button. Or if you're camera shy, that's okay too. You can do so via Twitter. Submit your question by using the hashtag chatting cage. Adam, we're going to start on Twitter right now. And from the screen name, The Ocean is Calling, a good question here. What are the keys to laying down a great bunt?
Well, I had a great teacher first and foremost, Brett Butler. When I was with Arizona, he was my AAA manager, and before I was in AAA, I met him. And laying down a good bunt, first and foremost, you have to be comfortable. It's one of the hardest, easiest things to do in baseball. The sac bunt, laying down a bunt for a base hit. But I would say the key is realistically just the softness of the bunt. For me, it really doesn't matter where I put it. If I put it close to the line or right back to the pitcher, it's the distance that comes off my bat. So how do you do that? The first way is put half the baseball on the end of the bat, half the baseball off the end of the bat. That's how realistically how you deaden it. You want to. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time, but like I said, you want to work in the backyard, or you want to work off a coach or during BP or early on. Like I said, always try to put half the baseball on the end of the bat and half the baseball off, and you'll be amazed of how easily deadened the ball gets. And like I said, if you can put it where you want it. It doesn't matter where they're playing you. Trust me. One of the first thing that Brett Butler did was took me out to third base and just see how far it is away from home plate. And if you have any type of speed or can run a little bit, they first and foremost have to field it. They have to throw it, and then the first baseman has to catch it. So, getting it down in a good area is always good. And like I said, gives you a good chance to get a base hit, or at least get some action in the game.
Yeah, it looked simple when you're a fan watching on TV, but it's a skill that not many major leaguers have, but you obviously do. So a good question to get things started off right here on the chatting cage. And Adam, back to Twitter we go. I kind of chuckled when I heard this question. I think you will too. From 476 Troy 1, they want to know, Adam, are you happy you do not have to face this White Sox pitching staff this year?
It's a great question. I've said it many times in interviews. Yes, absolutely. Some really good lefties, Quintana, Sale and Rodon. Yeah, as a lefty guy, I don't mind lefties too much, but when you got butts and elbows and 90 plus with really good breaking stuff, and they can place it wherever they want to, that can't be any fun for opposing hitters. Chris Sale, I hate to throw Mark Trumbo underneath the bus, but hit him with a breaking ball and struck him out. As a righty, it's just it's wicked stuff. So like I said, I'm glad that I'm in the outfield, catching flares when guys happen to get a piece of the ball. But like I said, I'm happy to be on their team for sure.
Yeah, as the saying goes, it's nice to have those guys on your side. That is for sure. Adam, right now we go to the MLB Fans app, and a lot of questions here, and a good one from TWSWBC1948. Do you have a pre- or post-game routine?
You know what? Not really. I am definitely a creature of habit, and it's not. I guess it's not consistent. But when we're playing well, I definitely will do the same thing over and over again. But as soon as a loss or two comes, it gets changed up, and I get to basically do whatever I want. But if, like I said, we've been playing pretty well, so I try to get dressed at the same time. I tried to, hit before the game at the same time to get warmed up. Try to do kind of the same stretching routine, but like I mentioned, if things go haywire, it gets mixed up and, changes up.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so far, so good. You have the best record in the American League so far in 2016. Right now, we have our first fan ready to step inside the Edward Jones chatting cage. So, fan, if you could state your name, your location, and your question for White Sox outfielder Adam Eaton.
I'm Matthew from New Jersey. I want to know, what was it like to start and be a part of a triple play? Really?
That's a great question, man. Like I mentioned in the interview after the game, it was, besides, marrying my wife and my firstborn child, is probably the most exciting thing that I've ever been a part of. It was tremendous, and the way we did it was even, I guess, more exciting and more memorable. It's the first time in Major League history that's a triple play's ever been executed quite like that, and for me to be able to start that and I guess not really write your name in the record books, but definitely, be able to look back on that hopefully in 30, 40 years and say, that was one of the coolest days of my life. It was pretty significant, and hopefully we can do it again sometime. Maybe not in quite that form, but maybe a little simpler, but definitely something I'll always remember.
Yeah, Adam, trying to score that thing made my head hurt, but it was a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure, and I'm sure for you to execute, no doubt. Adam, right now, back to the webcam. Another fan steps inside the chatting cage. State your name, where you're from, and your question for Adam Eaton.
I'm Aiden from St. Louis, and do you have any batting tips? I've been struggling lately.
I don't know. You got any for me? I'm struggling too. You know what? For me, when I'm struggling or I'm having a difficult time, first and foremost, you got to see the pitch. You have to identify the pitch. You can be all mechanical. You can, start on time. You can have good timing. But if your head's moving up and down or you're not identifying the pitch, you're not going to be able to hit it. You can have the most beautiful swing at 5 o'clock, like most of us will say, good 5 o'clock hitter. You can have the most beautiful swing during BP. But realistically, identifying and seeing the baseball is so underrated in this game, picking up it out of the window. So for me, if you're struggling, just go back to the basics and make sure that you're seeing the ball properly and seeing it right out of the hand. Like I said, if you can't see it, you can't hit it. So make sure you're not moving your head, stay steady, and, swing hard just in case.
And, of course, baseball is a game that will humble you pretty quickly, as it does for every major leaguer, that's for sure. Adam, right now we go back to Twitter from Howard Bixby. He's got a great question. He goes, what is the atmosphere like in Chicago right now with both the White Sox and the Cubs playing so well?
Well, it's a lot of fun, first and foremost, just to play in Chicago in general. But, to have two successful teams as of right now, it's definitely a buzz, about it. When we come back from on the road and, playing so well, the media's here, and that's one of the first questions they've always asking everybody is just how the city is really came alive and has, even though the weather isn't all that great right now, but, it definitely came alive and has a buzz about it, on the north side and the south side. So, and, hearing from fans, via Twitter, Instagram, they're excited as well. There's definitely heated rivalry between both of us, but I think the city and its fans alike are better off when both teams are being successful.
And, Adam, I know that fans, by and large, are dying for a 2016 World Series matchup between the North Siders and the South Siders, and you never know. It would be an epic thing for baseball. We'll see how the next few months pan out for sure. Adam, right now it is time for the EDJ question of the day, and you touched on this briefly before, but to elaborate a little bit, the question is, what's it like being a brand new dad?
Oh, man, it's a thrill. You think, I'm 27 years old, and I thought that I've experienced a lot of different emotions, through the game of baseball, getting married, going to college, all that. But there's nothing quite like holding something that you've created and something that you have to take home and hopefully model them into a very good citizen. So like I said, the emotion of having the child becoming closer to my wife, and then throughout the experience, it's been truly remarkable, and I'm sure the emotions aren't going to stop there with some of his firsts that hopefully will arrive here within months. So it's been fun. I haven't had a lot of sleep, but it's all worth it.
I was just going to ask you about the sleep thing. I've got a 15-month-old, and you know what? I'll sleep when he goes to college. So, Adam, we have another fan ready to step inside the chatting cage. So, fan, state your name, your location, and your question for White Sox outfielder Adam Eaton.
Hi, I'm Christopher Fidanza from New Fairfield, Connecticut. I hear you like fishing. What is the best fish you ever caught?
Man, well, it's tough to say the best fish that I've ever caught because I've always been a freshwater fisherman my whole life. Growing up in Ohio, there's actually no natural lakes, so it's all been man-made lakes. So the bass and bluegill are always fun to catch. But I've also fished saltwater fishing, fishing for reds and red snapper and snook, all those type of fish. Realistically, just going out on the lake with any friend, most the close friends that I have back in Ohio and Michigan, as well as in Arizona, those times with the buddies, whether we catch it or not, are memorable. And for me to be able to go out on a boat and just relax and enjoy some country music and the sun shining is special for me.
Yeah, not a bad way to spend a summer's day, that's for sure. Adam, right now, back to the MLB Fans app, and a good one here from Rosano. He wants to know, how did you transition from going from center field to right field, and what did you do to improve your skill set in making that transition?
It was definitely a challenge, but a lot of hard work with our outfield. Debo, Darrell Boston, he's been a tremendous help to me, and as well as Austin Jackson. Austin coming in as a really, really good center fielder that has a long track of success there. When I moved over, he helped me out a lot, just with communication and allowing me to be myself over there, and putting me in a good position to be successful. But when you make a transition between center field, where you have to worry about two gaps, you have to worry about your left fielder and your right fielder, you have to really know the scouting report and certain counts and certain hitters and understand the ground that needs to be covered. Moving to right field has been a little bit easier just because you don't have to worry about as much ground. You do have to worry about an extra wall, which has been big, but the throws are a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about a mound anymore, and they're a little bit shorter. So, a combination of all those have really helped me to be successful early on. But at the same time, kind of a lesson for all you younger viewers out there is anybody can do it for a month. The longevity and the consistency that big leaguers have to bring every day is key. So I would love to answer this question in September, hopefully in the running for a Gold Glove, and that's kind of my goal. So like I said, anybody can do it for a month, anybody can do it for a week, but you got to continue to stay focused and be consistent.
Great advice for all ball players out there. Adam, a lot of fans are dying to talk to you today. We have yet another on the webcam ready to go. Step inside the cage, fan. State your name, your location, and your question, please.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm from Chicago. I'm a big White Sox fan. It's an honor to be talking to you. I was just wondering, what do you think it takes to get some more respect, not only around like Chicago, but around really the entire nation amongst MLB fans? Because you're definitely one of the more underrated teams.
Well, I appreciate that first and foremost, and it's an honor to talk to you guys. So I appreciate that. You know what? It is difficult. Just as a team, the North Side definitely gets a lot of views and a lot of different fans. I wouldn't trade our fans for the world. Very, very passionate, very hardcore. Last night it was 40-some degrees, but with the wind chill it was in the low 30s, and we had guys out here, screaming and cheering us on, and that's the fan I want. I want the fan that's going to be here, rain or shine, win or loss, and to be passionate. On a national scale, it's a little more difficult because the New Yorks and the LAs, they get a lot of they get a lot of limelight, and that's fine. For us, we like to be under the radar. We like to be a little sneaky, a little afterthought, and we're all right with that. We're we're the south side of Chicago. We don't mind that at all. So we'll keep doing what we're doing and keep winning. And if they take notice, that's great. And if they don't, we'll love the guys that we have and the fans that we have, and moving forward, and hopefully win a couple championships.
Yeah, as you alluded to, the weather causing a lot of the testing of loyalties for certain fans, but like you said, they're out there, rain or shine, win or lose, and that'll continue, we think, for what has been a successful White Sox season, at least thus far. And Adam, another fan ready to go, so fans, step inside the cage and state your question for Adam Eaton.
Hi, what's your favorite ballpark to play at?
It's a good question. I get that question a lot from family and friends. I'm glad you asked that. For me, well, there's two ballparks that come to mind. First and foremost, I love Arlington. I love the hotel that we stay at. I love the clubhouse because they always have popcorn. For some reason, I love popcorn, and they have really good food before and after the game, and you have plenty of space. And plus, I always like going down there because I like to shop for cowboy boots, and I can always get a cowboy hat or cowboy boots and feel like I'm a cowboy for a week when I'm down there. And the weather's always really nice as well. The ballpark's beautiful. If you've never been there before, it's completely enclosed, and usually have very, very passionate fans, and it's just a fun place to play in. And then the second one comes to mind is Fenway, just because I love to go the other way with the baseball. As a left-handed hitter, and the green monster kind of plays into that. On the same token, if I hit one down the line, I have Pesky's pole. Being a smaller guy, I need all the help I can get, getting the ball out of the ballpark. And then, right center, if you hit there, that's triples alley, if not inside the park, home run, it seems like. So I think that field really plays into my game, and I enjoy going there and playing.
Yeah, the green monster in left field is quite the temptress indeed at Fenway Park. Adam, we're going to wrap things up with one final question from our Twitter fans. This one, Chandler_Bruton, and a good one here. He asks, Adam, if you could not play baseball, what other sport would you try?
Man, well, I think if you would ask me that maybe, 6 months ago to a year, I would probably say, I don't even know. Maybe Major League Fishing, but since then I've really tried to get into golf. I love the challenge of golf. I never really played before baseball, just because I was always playing baseball during the summer, and I've always heard that it messes up your swing. But my wife really has gotten into it, and I've been golfing a lot with her, and I've really enjoyed it. Just getting out and being competitive in other sports. So it's been fun, and I think it would be cool to go on tour with those guys. Those guys are really good. I'm not even 30 strokes from those guys, but maybe if I work out a little bit, I can maybe not be such a slouch. Just at least be able to go out and play with them.
Got to shoot for the stars, of course. Adam, that's going to wrap things up. A great job as always, and continued success to you and the White Sox this season. And maybe we'll see you come October for the White Sox to see how things go. Adam, thank you so much once again.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, that is Adam Eaton of the Chicago White Sox, and that's going to do it for this installment of the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. Be sure to join us again right here live next time on MLB.com.